What's going on, people? I'm not going to take too much of your time. It's just kind of a follow-up to the Sony video about the PlayStation Classic and how the Nintendo SNES Classic runs the PlayStation games better. One thing I didn't mention in there was the chipset that is used between the two. And what's really bad here is that Sony's chipset in the PS1 Classic is actually newer. Meaning they both have age to them, don't get that wrong. It's just the Sony chipset is like a few years more advanced than the one Nintendo used. So just in case you were thinking it's not that big of a deal that the SNES Mini runs PlayStation 1 games better than PlayStation, let that sink in. Let that sink in for just 2 seconds. I'm not going to say anything else. You can go double check. I'll try to find an article that I read that on because I can't remember the chipset names exactly. But let that sink in. Nintendo's own mini console, the SNES Classic, which is playing Nintendo ROMs, has been reported to have a weaker chipset than that in the PlayStation 1 Classic. Yet, the PlayStation 1 Classic games run better on Nintendo's older chipset. Sony, how deep does this fuckery go? And the only reason I wanted to say this is because I know I didn't mention the chipset in the other video, or I might have, but if I did, damn, that's impressive, because I really don't remember saying any of that. But take that into consideration here. When thinking about Sony, the PlayStation 1 has the stronger chipset. The emulation in the PS1 is supposedly stronger than that in the SNES Classic. When you compare the two, the PlayStation 1 is stronger. Sony, how bad? How bad of a screw up is this? You are going to have to... You can't come out and apologize for this because nobody's going to ever trust you again. Okay? Nobody. You're not going to get a second chance at this. You're done. Alright? You fucked up. I just wanted that to be out there because that was something that I thought was really important. Now, I hadn't got around to saying it until now. So, before you go slamming that thumbs down button, even though I really don't care if you do or not, I didn't make the PlayStation 1 console. I had nothing to do with it. It's not my fault that Sony failed to deliver on their own fucking generation. It is Sony's fault that they couldn't even live up to the criteria of easily throwing together a measly plug-and-play system so you would want to buy it. I have nothing to do with that. That is Sony's own stupidity that they fucked that up. Just like they fucked the handheld market up. Sony, your own stupidity, your own blindness, the fact that you have your head so far jammed up your ass astonishes me that you're still in business. Okay? And yes, I'm talking about the PlayStation Portable, the PlayStation Vita, the PS3, and the PS1 Classics. Do you see how many fuck-ups you have in such a small span of time? Think about that. And you guys wonder why I question everything they do. Because there's just so much bullshit and not enough time in the day to go through it because new shit comes out almost every hour about how much they're fucking up.